This is going to be the most difficult part of the whole journey for you and for me. It'll be funny, but it wasn't funny when I was going through it. This was the dietary changes and the way my body adapted to them, which was unpleasant at best. People won't talk about this because they don't want to put you off, right? Well, I'm not going to lie to you either. Doing this journey was not glamorous. It wasn't easy. It became fun. It became important, but the initial week or two was really rough. And it's all about GI today. Yay, GI! The adaptations your body has to go through as you go to a high-fat, high-protein diet can be very rough. And funnily, you know, the gurus on YouTube tell you, oh, you should start slow and do all these things. I'm like, no, balls to the wall. I don't do anything halfway. I literally jumped in with both feet, bricks tied around my ankles, and mashing as much food in my face that was on this diet according to the macros as I could get. And I paid for it wholeheartedly. So anyway, this is going to be a really honest assessment of what I went through, including the transition, how my body handled it, or didn't, and the reward that came at the end of it that really made it all worth it. Okay, so let's get started. Flip the page. So we discussed, could it be too good to be true? Could people really be losing this much weight? Yeah, absolutely, but here's what they weren't telling you. They were miserable in the first part of it. Ain't no way of getting around it. You're going to be miserable, and that's okay. That's okay. It's worth it. Just stick it out. Even though your rectum and your anus are going to tell you differently, you're going to feel better. Trust me, okay? I will say, though, that when I was transitioning into this diet, I was questioning my life choices, questioning them a lot. Again, I will also say that I am not affiliated with Dr. Gundry, Dr. Eric Berg, Formula, or any of the supplement companies that I use. I simply use them. I'm not getting anything out of this video. It's personally for me to you, okay? So in the first two videos, we talked about what I was going to do, and then I started to implement. We got through the fridge. I bought all the food. Then I started to eat. And let's just say, I've always had kind of a tender tummy. Yeah, that tender tummy came back to bite me in the ass, literally, because it really didn't like the fat. It was constant diarrhea. Not gonna lie, constant. I was off for a week when I began this diet, and it's a good thing. There's no way I could have been working while this was going on, because it was like, you know, hey, bathroom's calling your name, you take your book or you take your phone and you play video games until that wave is over, and then you begin a new wave. I honestly thought that my shoes were coming out next, and it scared me to death. But I'm a nurse, I know what to do, right? You do your electrolytes, you do your fluids, you make sure you're eating the food that you need to eat, and then you're resting. I didn't do a whole lot of exercise. I couldn't even leave the house. So you just do your thing. You're quiet, you're calm, and you just ride it out. It will end. In some cases it doesn't, and you need to adapt. But in my case, it ended. Thank you, Lord. So yeah, that was dramatic. So let's talk about why this happens, okay? When you suddenly change your diet to high fat, high protein, your gut needs to adapt. All the enzymes in your gut need to adapt to what you're throwing at them. If you were on a normal diet, then that's okay. It's just the sheer volume and the change that your body has to adapt to. Your gallbladder, which is responsible for fat digestion, ramps up. And I mean, it goes bananas, because you're feeding it fat 24/7. Fat and meat. That's all carnivore's about. Fat, meat, and fat. And a little bit more meat on fat on the side. So your body needs to adapt, and I should have started more slowly. Was I gonna? No. We all know me. And those of you who don't know me, you're getting to know me. So the answer was no. We're just gonna balls deep, right? I took solace in the information that I already know. Keto starts with diarrhea, and then it kind of transitions into constipation because of all the protein. And yeah, you have to manage that. And when you're not eating vegetables, you really have to manage that. Okay, so that's just a Miralax and milk of magnesia become your best friend. And I didn't have to do a lot of that. I was actually okay. Eventually, I think it was a week and a half, The diarrhea began to slow down, and it was just really just once in the morning. And yeah, I'm checking out my watch because I can see how you guys can see me, and I want to make sure that everything's okay. So yeah, you'll see me looking down a lot. So anyway, I would transition, and eventually it did slow down. Okay. Everything slowed down. I was able to stay out of the bathroom more and more. And I started feeling this weird energy in my body where it, for the amount of calories I was eating, which was slim to none, friends. Let's just say that I think my macros, did I put my macros in here? I think my macros were like 1,300 calories a day, 10 grams of carbs, I think, and a shit ton of fat and protein. I was eating almost nothing, but I had this wild energy. And that is honestly the ketones. When your body starts burning down your fats, it releases ketone bodies. And ketone bodies are actually a preferred energy molecule to glucose. Your body will use glucose. Your brain loves glucose, right? But your body will use ketones more readily because they are a higher source of energy. So when you start feeding your body ketones, damn, let me tell you what you can do. You can do anything, and you feel like you can do anything. 1,300 calories a day, damn it, I eat that in one meal before. Like a bowl of rice is like 800 calories. And you're getting 1,300 a day, and you're exercising, dude, you feel like there's nothing you can't do. I will say there were some days when I felt like I couldn't breathe because I was so tired. But that's okay too. Well, hello, Cece. Oh, and then you run away. You little bitch. I was going to show her to you one of these days. You just feel like you can conquer the world. And that's what starts giving you hope. Because up until then, you felt like garbage. Fat, no energy, brain fog, miserable, lots of pain from the inflammation of the garbage I was eating. And now I'm cleaning up my diet. My body is telling me it feels better. The pain levels go down. What's not to like, right? Do you suffer a little bit? Yeah. Does your asshole suffer a little bit? Oh, yeah. Cottonelle wipes or a bidet. That's all I've got to say. Keep yourself clean. It's a mess. So let's talk about scales. Yeah. I don't like scales. I hate scales. I've always hated scales, except when I was hot, back in college 30 years ago. And I have a love-hate relationship. I love to hate scales. So getting on a scale for me was like anathema. I didn't want to do it, but I needed that initial macro kick, right? So when I stepped on the scale, I think I said I weighed 175, which was actually 9-pound loss from the diet adaptations I'd been doing before I hit the accelerator and took me to light speed. So 175 was my start. And after, what did I say, a week? 7 days later? I think it was 5 days. I stepped on the scale and I'd lost 5 pounds already. Water weight, what is that I hear from you? Water weight? Abso-flippin'-lutely. But my clothes started to fit differently. Even after just 5 pounds. You start not having to pop your button after a meal, right? You don't feel like you don't feel like 50 pounds of shit in a 2-pound bag. You start feeling like 45 pounds of shit in a 2-pound bag. Fucking motorcycles. But yeah, you start feeling better. So 5 pounds down. And I was like, are you kidding me with this right now? I almost cried. I'm going to be honest. That scale was showing me things I hadn't seen in, I could gain and lose that same 5 pounds 35, 40 times, but you can't keep it off. But for the first time in a long time, I had some hope. For the longest time when you're either pre, peri, or post, you're gaining the weight. You can't get it off. You're miserable. And then you just kind of say, you know what? F it in the bucket. I'm going to enjoy my life. And if that means I'm going to be fat, I'm going to be enjoying my beer, I'm going to be enjoying my food, I'm going to be enjoying the things I love to do in my life, which is entertain with my husband and our friends, eating. I'm not going to stop that shit. And if I'm fat, I'm fat. And I had given up, right? We had talked about that. But when I looked at that scale, for the first time in a long time, I finally felt hope. It could be done. I could do this. And I was going to suffer. because sugar already gone. Oh my God, those withdrawal symptoms were horrific. Let me just tell you. You dream of donuts. It's a thing and it's real. Don't let anybody tell you it isn't. There's hope. You're doing the right thing. You're on the right path. And when you feel that for the first time after having so many failures and resigning yourself to the fact that you were never going to be what you wanted to be. Let me just set that up. Just what you wanted to be. Thinner, cuter, whatever the hell it is. Whatever that goal is that you had shoved all the way back in your life and said, I'm never going to achieve it. When it finally becomes something that can be achievable, you grab onto that and it gives you the strength to keep going. So, that little glimmer of hope, standing on that scale, naked. Yes, I weigh naked. Why would I weigh with clothes on? Really? Clothes? No. Naked. In the back hallway. Yeah, no. You're standing there and you're looking at that scale and you go, damn, I can do it. And if I can do it, you can do it. Okay, so let's just know that. As we move forward in the series, we're going to continue to talk about how I coped and what I did to make things better. Because sometimes you're just going to be, I really want that right now. It can be sitting in front of you and you're going to be like, I really want that right now. And if I don't eat it, I'm going to cry. You won't cry. And you don't have to have it. Just know that you don't have to have it. It's not that important. And you start to focus on what really is important. And what is important is the goal that you're setting for yourself. The goal of better health, feeling better in your own skin, going from being 50 pounds of shit in a 2-pound bag to 40 pounds of shit in a 2-pound bag, then 35 pounds of shit in a 2-pound bag. And your clothes start to feel really loose. And you do those little preps in the mirror where you pull your pants away from your body and go, holy shit, I can see daylight. When you look down for the first time without sucking your tummy in and you can see your toes again. Now, I wasn't that big, okay? I carried it everywhere. I was thick. 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 But when you look down without sucking in your belly and then you can see your feet again without looking, it's worth it. Thank you for pushing some of these videos over 100. I really appreciate it. And keep bumping this out to people you think it will help, because this is not just about me. I've already done this. I'm here to have you do this. I'm here to help you do this. Okay, so look for the next video, and hopefully we can continue to work on this, and future videos will look like transitioning to keto paleo. We're not going to do that quite yet. And then we will drop into my normal health education stuff. But for now, it's about my journey and me trying to help you with yours. So, you guys be good at it, but whatever you are, be awesome.